Hi, welcome to my video on the Ulanzi MT-79 and the Ulanzi MT-89. Now, these are two light stands that also double up as selfie stick tripods. These things, they both look the same. The only differential between the two of them is at the top. While the MT-79 has a simple kind of platform at the top with a 1/4 inch screw, simple tilt on there for the MT-79, so you can attach your camera or light on there and you can tilt it at 180 degrees forward or backwards. On the Ulanzi 89, we have a bit more than that. We have also a panning feature and also a tilt feature on there. Plus, we have a removable platform at the top to place your light or camera on there. Now, both of these are of solid aluminium construction throughout. That includes the body of it, stroke legs, stroke handle, are both aluminium. They also have tops that are made out of plastics. Both are capable of extending to very tall heights in case you need that height for your light or for a camera. Both can be extended out very tall. Both do have a secure footing when you spread the handle stroke legs out fully. They both have a very wide footprint on the ground and both secure. Now, at the top of the legs, once you release the locking mechanism at the top, which is colored in red here, once you release that, you can spread the legs out. Now, you can spread the legs out, fully extendable out, which I suggest that you do. Once you spread the legs out, you just simply tighten back up that dial or screw at the top, and then the legs are fixed in firmly into place. So when it comes to the weight of these items, the Ulanzi 79 weighs 532 grams without no camera or light on the top, and the MT-89 weighs 592 without no camera or light at the top. I used both of these and I do like both of these, and I haven't really got a particular favorite on either one, but literally I've used these on days where it's windy, not a severe gale, but when there is a bit of a strong wind over, I would say over 6 miles an hour. And I have used these not fully extended out, and they do hold their own in a wind such as 6 miles an hour. Anything above that, I would tend to keep them more towards the ground level. Don't fully extend them, and you'll be all right with that. So on the bottom of each of these legs, there is a thick piece of rubber with a pattern engraved into them to give it more grip to the surface that they've been placed on. And you can see that there are screws to each of these bottom end of these legs. Now, please be aware of these screws, because the screws that Ulanzi use are subjected to rust, especially with seawater. And as you can see, one does have rust on there. Do be aware of that. So as for the shaft or stem of both of these MTs, they do support a 2 double-sided indentation on either side to give each of these sections strength. Both of these are made up of 7 sections. I have noticed with both of these on the MT-79, the shaft seems to be more freer, has a bit more give, so it's more free and easy to pull out than the MT-89. Now, this could be just because one is slightly newer than the other. So the MT-79 is the oldest model that I got compared to the MT-89, which I only bought about a month and a half afterwards. So that could be due to usage, and the MT-89 may loosen up. But even so, they do hold their own length. It doesn't matter what position you place them in on length, they do hold and keep those lengths. They don't sink back into each other on each section. As for these being waterproof, I would say these are more showerproof than waterproof. And these items, the MT-79 and the MT-89, please be aware they are not flotation devices for your camera. So if you go into bodies of water, such as pools, rivers, seas, lakes, etc., be aware that if you drop this in a body of water, you're going to lose your camera forever, because they will sink, being that they're made of mainly aluminium. Only thing that is plastic on the MT-79 and the MT-89 is the tops of them, where the mounts are plastic, and the struts between each legs are made of plastic. So here's my final thoughts on both of these, the MT-79 and the MT-89. Personally, I've used both of these, and I've took the MT-79 to the Caribbean, and I've used the MT-79, and wherever I went, I was glad that I bought the MT-79 with me. It fitted in a bag, in a sling bag. It actually fitted in there, because the MT-79's length is 14.5 inches when collapsed down, and the MT-89 is 15 inches when collapsed down. Both of these items I absolutely love. If I had the MT-89 at the time, I probably would have opted just a little bit more for the MT-89, because it does have that pan feature on there, which the MT-79 doesn't. As I said, the MT-79 only has a tilt feature on there, while the MT-79 has pan and tilt. Either way, whichever one you buy, both of them are great. Both of them can fit into your average backpack, no problem. They do not weigh that much, and they are great for a travel tripod, more than a light stand. So as for fully extending them and using them as selfie sticks, the MT-79 extends out to 68 inches. Now that is measuring from the top of the mount to the top of the handle. The MT-89, from the top of the mount down to the top of the handle, is 67 centimeters. It extends out to. I do have to make a little apology. I did state at the very beginning that the MT-89 was slightly taller than the MT-79. I just have to do a correction there. It's vice versa. The MT-79 is slightly taller than the MT-89. So for putting cameras on there, these will take your normal point and shoot cameras and action cameras, pockets cameras as well, and also they will take your mirrorless cameras, small mirrorless cameras. Now as for larger cameras, you probably can get away with larger DSLR cameras, but you have to bear in mind that you can't have it fully extended with a DSLR camera. Any other camera below that, such as, like what I just stated, your action cameras to your mirrorless cameras, you can have it fully extended. But as I say, be cautious, be aware of the ground that you are extending these selfie stick tripods, stroke light stands on. Be aware of that, and be aware of the conditions of the weather that you're putting them out. If it's too breezy, especially over 6 miles an hour, I would not risk putting anything bigger than a simple point and shoot or mirrorless camera such as the Sony ZV-1 on them. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I perfectly understand my videos can be long, but I like to go into detail on the item or the product, so when you get it, you know what to expect. Please subscribe to my channel if you like the channel. I'll be grateful for that, and I'll see you next time.